Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at ETH again. We're going to be investigating whether we think this has got some more upside potential because we have the FOMC meeting today. So we're going to be investigating what we think is going on here and what some potential outcomes might be. Okay, but first, before we get into that, I'd just like to say thank you for watching the video. And please, if you haven't already and you like the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We're almost at 100. It would really be great if you guys could tip us over the edge there and leave us a comment down below with any feedback you may have. Okay, so let's jump into the video now. So basically what we were looking at here is the potential that on the smaller scale here, we had a 5-wave move. And we can see here, if I just bring this fib up here, let's drop it on the top here. We can see that we've come past, just down past this 382 of this wave 3. So there's a few possibilities that we can have here, and like I said yesterday, there is potential we could see this developing as a triangle of some description, but we would have to sort of allow this some time to play out for confirmation of it. We could argue that we have an A, a B, C, D, and we're forming an E wave to the downside here. Though breaking below this 1316 area would invalidate the potential of this being a smaller triangle like this. So we would have to just be aware that this could be invalidated by breaking back down below this point here at this 1315 area. And if that was the case, what we'd be looking at is basically this as a A, B, C, D, and then looking to form this E wave. This E wave shouldn't really cross this C wave point, so that's just something to bear in mind of. If we do, we could still potentially have a triangle here, but maybe it's a bigger triangle that has to play out over some more time here, and then we form something like this where instead of this being our C wave location, maybe we have some downside still, and what we have is it could be something like a barrier triangle like this, where we have a flat top and a ascending bottom, which would be something to the effect of this. We could still be looking for that C wave, D wave, and E wave. Until we get this D wave, this is all just speculation, so there could be multiple things going on here. So the idea within this move is that we're looking for this fourth wave. It could be completed just as a zigzag here, because this looks to be a flat and a wave 2. So we either expect this to become more complex, so a triangle, or potentially just a zigzag correction. So if it was just a zigzag, we could argue that we are done here, and this is a ABC down into this point. And then all of this move is actually starting a bigger move to the upside. There isn't much confidence in this move so far because of the structure. It looks very overlapping and corrective. But should we manage to maintain this low point here, let me adjust this, maintain this low point here at this 1305 area, we could also argue that this is potentially setting up for a 1-2. So if we looked at this, what we'd be looking at is this potentially being our high point, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 up into here, and then we're forming an ABC to the downside. So currently we would have touched onto this 50% over here, so that could be completed, and we could be starting to form additional legs to the upside. And basically what I'd be looking for here, if I just throw this onto here quickly, from this current point, we'd be looking for a move up into this 1351 area to indicate that we could have a bigger 5-wave move to the upside, and that would be looking at this move something like this, and that would effectively be looking to complete this 5th wave. The 5th wave zone, if I throw this fib on here, I'll just eye this in onto that line there. Get rid of some of the ones we don't need here. Oh, that was the one we needed. Okay, so if this is a fifth wave target area, this could be this 1376 to this 1359. And basically, like we were talking about yesterday, if we cross this 1369 area, what we could be looking at here is a bigger impulsive move, with this wave being our wave 1, 2, all of this being a 3. So if I just draw this on quickly, just so that it makes more sense, we just have this as a 1, 2. If we move up above this impulsive area, we'd look at this as a 3, look for a retest potentially of this fourth wave area, and then one final push to the upside. So this is something we need to be aware of. The thing is, should we reach, even if we do reach this 0.369 area, we just need to be aware that there is another way of counting this move. So we're going to go over that in a second. But if we fail to develop this additional fourth wave, and we actually end up losing the high point here, crossing back past this 1296, that would then invalidate this green fifth wave. So we just need to bear that in mind, that if we do develop this structure and we lose this high point here, it's possible that instead of looking this as a 5 wave move like that, what we actually just have is a B, and a C wave up into this high. So this would also be interesting because it would be potentially a rejection off the previous channel that we had, that we were finding support in up till this point. So we can see we moved out of it, tested it, rejected, and this as a secondary test could cause some additional downside. Though we have moved above this previous resistance area at this 1309. So it'll be interesting to see whether we can hold this as support, and or whether we do break back down below it, and then this is all just actually just a fake out to the upside, and we're looking for further downside towards those lower targets that we covered in the previous video, towards the H40, I think it was, area. So the other way of looking at this move, should this not develop into another 5 wave move here, is that we could have this all as a WXY. And we talked about this in yesterday's video. Basically, once we if we take it from this high point here, let me get right on there, bring it down to this low point, we can see that a minimum sort of expectation for this Y wave is this 0.618 area, though moving up towards this zone would be close enough that we could actually take it as a completed move. There is also the alternative that if we fail to break, so if this is an ABC, we don't develop that fourth wave and we don't move back up into that zone, and rather we look to retrace here in an a B, and a C to the downside, we could actually still have an additional leg to this. And what we would be looking at this then is that basically all of this move within here could be an A. We look to break down for a B wave, and then we look to break up for a C wave to the upside. If this plays out and we do move up as in the waves indicated, we could be looking for the potential that we have if we just this is all theoretical until we get the waves, but if we look at this and say we retest this 618 area maybe, or this 50%, because that's this previous high point here, what we could look at then is if I just get rid of this now, we get rid of this, drag this up from the bottom here, and we measure this fib. So say if we look at it in this zone, we move down to that, we could be looking for a move up towards this 14445 area. If this, and then what this would actually be is just a double zigzag, and that would be a WXY pattern like this. So we have a zigzag here, an X wave, and then basically another zigzag, and then another zigzag within this Y wave. So basically a 3-3-3 move. And if that's the case, like I said, we'd look to push up towards that 14.4 area. So this is what some of the things that we're keeping an eye out for here. It all sort of depends on how we react in this zone. The thing that we need to be careful of here is if this is actually going to look to break down further, because we could also look at this in another way, and what we have here is actually an A wave to the downside. We're forming a B wave, and we're looking to break down in a C wave. What we could be looking to do is test the if I just get this on this low here, we could be looking to see we've already just touched on this 50% twice here. So it'll be interesting to see whether we can move to the upside here. The 1 hour stochastic's got some room to the upside, but what we could see within this is if we're going to look for further continuation to the downside, we might be looking at something like this where we have a B, and a C to the upside. And what this would be looking to do is target out this 1-to-1 area of this 1337 area. And if I just move this out the way, we can see that would be a perfect 0.786 retracement. So should we move up into this zone, we could see that we might have a move that basically develops like this as a ABC, where we're still within this B wave to the upside, and we still need one more leg to the downside to complete. And what we would look at there is if this was an A down into here, we go to this high point of the 786 that we marked out, we could potentially be looking to move back down towards this to retest this 1296 area. And if that plays out like that, then what we would have to be aware of is that this has become quite a deep move then. So we'd have to just be careful that this doesn't actually roll over from this point. There is potential that it could be further extensions within these waves, but we wouldn't want to come much deeper, too much deeper than this 50%. So, just breaking through it slightly like this wouldn't cause me too much concern, but definitely moving down towards this 618 to 786 area here of 1290 to sort of 1274. That would be a warning that we wouldn't be looking at this structure the same way as we were. And we would have to look at it either as this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and an extended fifth wave, and that would be a completed move within here. Or alternatively, we could have it that maybe we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a third here, as a wave 1, and then looking for a 2, so 1, 2, 1, 2. But the problem is it starts to become very messy if we have this as a 1-2-1-2 again, because it's very low confidence at that point, because what we really want to see is just some clear 5-wave structure within this. So we just need to keep an eye on this. If we move down past this 1278 area, it would invalidate this green fifth wave that we've got marked out here. So that's just something we need to keep an eye on. So if I just actually move all this stuff from here, and we're still keeping an eye on this. I don't have a lot of confidence that we're going to reach up into these zones, but it is possible, so we're still tracking it. A move past these this area of 1493.91 would indicate that we could still have a bigger 5-wave move developing here. Though, like I said, the structure here is not giving me a lot of confidence, because unlike Bitcoin, it's not even reached that 1.618 area. So I'd really want to start to see this move away now. And we'd want to see this start getting a lot of volume behind it, and continuing this push to the upside, because basically we still have this resistance point here at this 1350 area, and failing to break above that, we can see we've come up into this zone with this wave here, and we've got rejection on it. So it'll be interesting to see whether we can make a move through that, or whether we're actually just going to get rejection at this point and look to break down. Invalidation of this bullish potential comes by dropping past this 1218 area and this 1240 area. This will get rid of, it would eliminate any potential for bullishness in the ways that I've got marked out. It is possible that we could still have this as a B, and a C wave to the downside, so like a flat correction. And we did talk about that previously, where we have this as an A wave. We come back up past the origin of this A, and then we look to break down in a C wave. Though, like I said, we'd have to also wait for confirmation of this week. If I just throw the fib on here from this high point, we can see that it actually comes into this typical zone here, this 1.236 to this 1.382. So that's sometimes a typical zone for this B wave retracement and an expanding flat or a running flat. That we move up into this 382 to 1236 area. So should we fail to continue to the upside here and we start to break down in a bigger 5-wave move, this could still be potentially what's going on. But if that is said and done, what we would be then looking for is potential that we are, if I bring this up to this point here, we could then be looking to move down either towards, there's two ways of measuring this. So we could be looking to move down somewhere between this 121 and this 1.618 area. So if it's going to be an expanding flat, we could look to target out this 1200 area again. That's one way of measuring it, and the other way of measuring it is basically just putting it back onto this high point here. And we could, if it does become an expanding flat, we could also move down slightly further into this zone here of this 1167 to 1200 area. So if that plays out, then what we would be looking for potential of is that actually we have this either as an A wave, this is a B and we're looking to progress, or this is a 1, 2, 1 with a flat and a 2, and then we'd be looking at the evidence that we could be looking for this push up much higher to this 1493 area. Though we need to just, like I said, bear in mind that we could just break down. This could be just a completed move here as a WXY, and that's the end of the move. So it's just something to bear in mind. Just keep an eye on this. We don't want to get too bullish too early. Like I said, we haven't taken this high point here at this 1349. That would give us a bit more confidence. But for as long as we are below this point here at 1680, we need to just be aware that this could all just be either there's two ways of counting this. So either you can have this as an A, a B, and then if this develops into a 5-wave move, it's a C wave like this, and then it looks to break down. Or alternatively, we could just have this as a 5-wave move into here, and this whole move just becomes a let me zoom out a little bit. This whole move can actually still just become a 1, 2, and then we're looking to break down in a bigger impulsive structure. So that's just something we need to bear in mind. Don't FOMO into anything. Wait for these sort of potential confirmations. And at the end of the day, even if this does become a bigger move to the upside, upon completion, what we would be still looking for, even if this is a low here, not that I think it is, but what we would be looking for is the fact that this could all be a wave 1, and we're still going to retrace down into these zones again before looking to progress to the upside. So, there's time with these things. Waiting for that confirmation is often better than just jumping in blindly. Okay, so with all that said and done, I hope everyone has a great day, and I want to say thank you again for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and yeah, leave us some comments down below with any coins you want us to look at or any feedback you have. Um, you can also find a link for the Discord in the description, as well as there's a BYBIT affiliate link down there. If you don't have an exchange already, this is the exchange that we use when we're doing trading. Whether that's longing, shorting, whether it's spot or futures, it really is a great exchange. Okay, with all that said and done, I hope everyone has a great day, and until we see each other in the next video, keep safe out there, everybody.